Let's talk about Evil Dead Burn. We just got a new trailer for this that was showcased during Lee Cronin's The Mummy last weekend, and all you could find it was just somebody recording it in the theater. Don't record in the theater, John. But let's talk about it now that it has been released. We also have a Clayface trailer, Saccharin, Leviticus. Oh my goodness, we are getting the good stuff right now. But we're going to talk about Evil Dead Burn right now because there's something interesting going on here if the timelines are going to make sense, which in Evil Dead don't have to. That's all I'll say. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. 50,000 subscribers is our goal. The Michael movie is out this weekend. I got the opportunity to watch it. Check out my review for that. But let's talk about Evil Dead Burn, which releases this July. So this trailer is a winner. It seems Sébastien is going to go for the winners in this movie, which Lee Cronin is the king right now in the Evil Dead of having the split diopters, and the Mummy goes overboard. It's a whole other conversation. But here we are going to have Sébastien give us winners, so one continuous shot. That's what it seems like from this first teaser right here, which I'm a fan of one continuous shots sometimes, but in this teaser, I enjoy what I saw, so we'll see what happens in the next films. Sébastien Vaniček, of course, is the director of Infested Vermin, a film I had the opportunity to watch at Fantastic Fest about these spiders that go loose on this apartment complex and all hell breaks loose. I said loose twice there. Anyways, loosely saying that this is probably going to be just as gory and gruesome as Infested Evil Dead Burn. Yes, because Sébastien said he wanted to make the goriest, meanest Evil Dead yet. And by the sounds of what they showed at CinemaCon and what we're seeing in this teaser, probably. This teaser just showcases a woman that is dragging herself through this home as people are flying, floating. The Deadites are all over as well. And it seems that this reunion of sorts that happened with this family is just turning into the worst nightmare ever. So according, however, to a lot of people and also what's been said, a production detail that has been sort of brought to the light after this trailer and is showcased in this trailer is that this home is actually the same property as Ruby's home in Ash vs. Evil Dead, which was the TV show that was on for a couple of seasons. And I didn't get the opportunity to watch it, but I definitely am curious to see that. So the production designer Nick Bassett also has confirmed this and has noted that the same house was intentionally selected after previously being used for Ruby's storyline in the series. So there's connections now to the TV show. Do you have to go see the TV show now before you watch Evil Dead Burn? I don't know. I think there's like 3 seasons of it on Showtime. So you have time from April to July. But we don't know just yet if there really is a connection here. A lot of people, of course, say the timelines and all of this for Evil Dead. I don't know if it would make sense if they are really trying to tie it really well together, because it would be interesting if they are, because a TV show that not, like, people watched it, but people are going to go watch the Evil Dead Burn movie for the majority are just going to go see it because it's another horror film. And you know, that's the thing, that's the true thing right there. But Ruby basically is the creator of the Necronomicon and has a big tie to Ash, so could we be seeing Ash return at some point here? Now, of course, the Evil Dead franchise doesn't really have a continuity with all of its films besides maybe the first couple, but Evil Dead 2013 was supposed to include a Ash cameo that was scrapped, eventually leading to him and the character that Jane Levy plays teaming up together to take on some Deadites, it seems. That idea has still been floating around and been rumored for some time now. Evil Dead Rise released, and we don't know exactly what they're doing with Evil Dead Wrath, which is coming out next year from the director of The Last Stop in Yuma County. It seems that maybe they are trying to bring it all together and make this bigger, and they did have the game not too long ago, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I think that this new teaser that they released definitely got my attention. I thought it was so dope, the look and everything and what they're doing here. Definitely felt a bit more grimier than the Evil Dead Rise film, which had more of a polished look to me, which is not a bad thing for them to look different. I want them to look different, especially with each director having their style. I think this really is more in tune with what I saw from Vermin or Infested from Sébastien a couple of years ago, which I do have a review for that if you want to check that out. And I'm curious to see what he's going to do. He wants to make it gnarlier. The footage at CinemaCon, I made a video breaking that description down already, showcased somebody that just came out of a car accident, coming into a home, lifting somebody and throwing them onto a pile of dishes that had a bunch of sharp objects as well, which I just thought was insane. And then apparently somebody drinking hot candle wax. The Deadites are going crazy, and I'm curious to see how Sebastian's going to handle that. But what do you think about this idea of bringing the character of Ruby from Ash vs. Evil Dead? Maybe they're trying to get more to the root of the Necronomicon and what exactly is the end goal here, and giving it more for a wider audience that maybe didn't watch the show and maybe bring Ash in at some point. Is Bruce Campbell going to be here in Evil Dead Burn? I mean, a bunch of people would just flip if that was the idea, right? Jane Levy and Ash coming through at the end, making a way for Evil Dead Wrath to be a sort of big like showdown of sorts. I'm here for that. Let me know what you think about it. But let me know if you're excited about Evil Dead Burn. Did you like the teaser that was showcased at the Mummy and now is online if you want to watch it? Probably played it throughout this video. Hopefully YouTube's copyright system wasn't bad as always. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. Are you excited for Evil Dead Burn? This is definitely exciting. The synopsis for Evil Dead Burn says, a woman seeks comfort at her in-laws in their remote house when she loses her husband in a car accident. However, after the discovery of an ancient book, the family reunion becomes a hellish nightmare. So could this mean that this family maybe knows of the Necronomicon? Are they related to Ruby in some way? Is this woman being used as an offering of sorts? What the hell's going on here? No clue whatsoever, but we are here for it. We are excited to see wherever this story goes. I thought that this teaser was great. I'm curious about this larger connection to the Evil Dead series, which was popular, but I would say it's a little bit more niche than anything. So we'll see what happens. So even though that this might just be a case where they're just using the same home and it's not really tied to anything, it would be interesting if Ruby is indeed in this film. She is considered the author of the Necronomicon as well, and also a demon. So if we see her return in some capacity, that would kind of make sense for them to want to make all of this a much more connected universe in which we would eventually see Ash and maybe the character of Jane Levy from the film Evil Dead 2013, which we're just going to have to wait and see. But let me know what you think about this possibility. Do you think that the home is connected and it is connected to the TV show? I don't know how that works with Starz, who was the original like studio or whatever behind the Evil Dead TV series, and now that we have Sony, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. Comment below your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Are you excited for this movie? Comment below and let me know. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're going to break down some other trailers as well, so stay tuned for that. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.